Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Once again, welcome to my class. Here is Ayesha Khatun, lecturer, BCS General Education, Department of English, Tongi Government College, Gazipur. Wish you all are safe and sound, and of course enjoying as well as attending all your online classes, and also putting your full concentration on your studies at home. Today's topic is Unit 1 Lesson 2 from your English first paper. In my previous class, I have already started the Unit 2 and Lesson 2 to make you understand the concept of the given text. In my previous class, I gave you some vocabulary. I made you introduced with some vocabulary and as well as the what will be the subject of this text. In my previous class I have already told you. So now let's start to read out the text and try to get the concept of this given text. When I started here, that's mean the subject I indicating is Steve Reed. I have already mentioned you that this is an article which is written by Steve Reed. And who is Steve Reed? Steve Reed is the founder, president or chief scientific officer of IDRI. IDRI indicating Infectious Disease Research Institution. Okay. When I started working on the research and science of leprosy more than a decade ago, people thought this chronic infectious disease would eliminate itself and burn out over time. That's mean when a decade ago, that's mean 10 years ago, when Steve Reed was working on the research and science of leprosy, that's when he was working on leprosy. On that time, people generally thinks that this infectious disease, that's mean leprosy, will reduce or will be people will get it from this disease automatically, and with the passage of time this disease will be vanishes. So in next para, we didn't have time for that. On the time they haven't in time for that. Why? Nearly 250,000 people new cases of leprosy are diagnosed every year, because on the time every year 250,000 new leprosy patient detected, and many more go undetected, even many more, that's mean more than 250,000 maybe leprosy patient remains undetected. Approximately 10% of new cases occur in children, and among them 10% with new symptom in the children are detected. Okay, in third para, even though it was associated with biblical times, leprosy remains a problem in the modern era and was reported in 130 countries worldwide. But though leprosy, these diseases has a reference in Bible, so on that time, but still it's remained as a problem. And among all and worldwide, among in 130 countries, this patient has been diagnosed. Then it was most prevalent in a number of countries throughout Africa, Asia and South America, and especially Africa, Asia and South America, this type of patient detected more than other countries. Symptoms include progressive and permanent damage to the skin, nerves, limbs and eyes, but they can take several years to appear, making this disease hard to diagnose at an early stage. This is very important to notice that this disease, which is the symptom of this disease, damages to the skin, nerves, limbs, that's mean your hands, your leg and eyes, but they can take, and it take 1 to even 10, 8 years to publish. That's mean appear in your physical, in your body. And even it's very hard to diagnose these diseases at the very early stage. In fourth para, even worse, leprosy comes with a stigma. So leprosy actually will be appear in your, you will diagnose leprosy with a spot in your body. That's means stigma. Unlike most other diseases, leprosy results in isolation, as people with leprosy are often shunned. I think you may have come to know from your elders one that the patient, the leprosy patient on that time, people used to make him isolated. That's mean people doesn't want to mix with him or her because they think that this is quite infectious to one person to another person, and that's why people make him totally isolated from the society. The good news however is so maybe there is some good news at that time. So the good news is that we now have the key scientific solutions and momentum as well as key collaborations to finally have the opportunity to eliminate leprosy. I could have said these 10 years ago. That's mean recently the scientific recently they have got some way to just get rid of, that's meant to eradicate or to get rid from this leprosy, because in this time the scientific solution as well as momentum which will work as a way to get rid from this disease. And it could not be the here Steve Reed just want to say that before 10 years he couldn't say that they may just get rid from this leprosy. And okay, at IDRI we are also attacking leprosy in two different ways. That's mean in IDRI they are going to get rid from leprosy in two different ways. How? First, by developing a fast, easy to use test that provides an early diagnosis of infections before clinical symptoms such as nerve damage begin to appear. So as I before try make you I mention you that the patient of leprosy, the symptom of this disease, it will take several years to appear. So at first, if it can be very easy, if they follow the fast way, that the easy to use test, that which they will, when any people will feel some nerve damages, they will just go to the IDRI and they will try to diagnose this, collect some sample to diagnose the infectious disease as well. This new approach is far superior to the traditional method of diagnosis, which has generally involved clinical and slash or microscopic assessment. So, which way the IDRI has taken as a first step. So, this is totally easy to them is from the traditional method of diagnosis leprosy. Then IDRI is also developing a companion test to so that we can identify people which people will likely progress to the disease and to determine the appropriate course of treatment. So here the idea also just they also find out some technique that the people who will in near future are going to be affected by this infectious, this one affected by to in leprosy, and according to this they will give some treatment to the people, to the patient as well. And the second way, by developing a vaccine that can be used therapeutically in conjunctions with antibiotics to shorten therapy. In previous to get reduced from leprosy, people use therapy which is a long term based. So here they develop a vaccine, and with this vaccine they will use some antibiotics so that this therapeutical duration will come to a shorten. Idealized diagnostic tools would be used to identify infected individuals. That's mean the IDRI will provide all the tools to identify the infected individuals. It's mean every singular person. An IDRS vaccine would be then used on a targeted basis for treatment of the patients as well as to immunize family members and close contacts. That's mean on the time they will also provide which the idea this organization will provide the vaccine and as well as the related treatment for the patient, even the patient's family members as well as the people who are closely contacted with the patient. This treatment and prevention strategy has been significantly bolstered by support from some pharmaceutical giants that donate the currently used antibiotics. And this treatment, that's mean the treatment which is provided by the IDRS, and in this work, some pharmaceutical company, that's mean medical pharmaceutical company will donate to just donate some antibiotics to this treatment and as a part of this treatment and prevention of leprosy. The most exciting part of this breakthrough is the fact that we are now right on the cusp of human clinical trials after a decade of leprosy vaccine development. So when they after developing the vaccine for leprosy, they just right on the cusp of human clinical trials. That when they are quite able to work on the patient after putting this vaccine on them. The Food and Drug Administration will initially oversee the multi-stage trials in the USA before they move on to the Philippines, India or Brazil. So here actually these vaccines before going to Philippines or this vaccine before going to supply to Philippines, Philippines, India or Brazil, the Food and Drug Administration would like to they would like to oversee it initially at USA. Then global technology has been an integral part of our quest to eliminate leprosy. This is very important term that to get rid from leprosy or to eradicate leprosy from the worldwide, global technology has an important part in this sector. The rapid diagnostic test for leprosy infections, for example, was developed in conjunction with a Brazilian company. This company combined IDRS leprosy diagnostic antigens with a smartphone-based platform that standardizes the ability to accurately interpret results and get a quantitative value. So here the most important thing is that the IDRI is also included another Brazilian company to Brazilian company just to test the leprosy infections, and this conjunction with this Brazilian company will provide antigens, and as which is with a smartphone based platform, which will help to standardizes the ability to accurately interpret the results. That means which people are getting infected, and they will get a quantitative value and they will show the result about the that the test requires just a single drop of blood mixed with a developing reagent. So the test is like that, the patient, the people whom they are going to test, he or she will drop one drop of blood mixing with a developing reagent, and the appearance of two lines indicates that the person is positive for leprosy. So when the result you will find, if you find that there are two lines in the result, that's mean the people is positive for leprosy. From there, the information from the phone is pushed to the person's medical record, and all the record about the person will be recorded. Medical records will be pushed will be just transferred to the phone to push to. Okay. Okay, so after getting the result that the person is positive to leprosy, so all the medical recorded will be recorded to the person's medical board. So then people around the world now believe we will soon have the tools to finally eliminate leprosy. The next step is making this disease disappear. So and now still at this present world where the people can just believe that it will be very easy, because there is a lot of tools which can help to eliminate leprosy from the worldwide, and the next step is that vanishes this disease from the worldwide. So my dear student, today I am going to give some homework on practices of multiple choices. So now let's see. The word stigma in the passage means: number 1, honor; stringent; 3, acclaim; 4, taint. Number 2, the word momentum in the passage means momentous, moment, impulse, monument. You will have to write down the answer in the comment box. Number 3, what is the most critical stage of leprosy clinically? Number 1, skin damage. Number 2, seclusion. Number 3, a stigma. Number 4, nerve damage. Number 4, question number 4, where is leprosy prevalent most? Africa, Asia, South America, or Africa, Asia, South America, or question number 5, what is the symptoms of it? Number 1, damage to the skin. Number 2, damage to the nerves. Number 3, damage to the limb. Number 4, damage to the skin, nerves, limbs, and eyes. Question number 6, what does leprosy come with? A signal, a stigma, and a fever. Now, question number 7, when did the writer start research? A decade ago, 2 decades ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago. Question number 8. What does the word eliminate means in the passage? Number 1, eradicate. Number 2, admin. Number 3, drop. And number 5, illuminate. So all these 8 questions are multiple questions. You should be practiced at home and you can write down the answer on the comment box. So okay, my dear student, now come to my next class. That's my next session, whose issues I am going to discuss you from this unit 2, lesson 2. And in my next session I am going to solve some open-ended questions. We will show you some information transfer, and we will also try to solve a flowchart and also try to write down a summary of the respected unit. That's when unit 2, lesson 2. So thank you everyone for being with my class, and hope you will understand the concept of the given text. So till then, take care of yourself, and thank you everyone.